Namaskar, very pleasant morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the National Workshop on National e-Vidhan application organized by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Let's extend very warm welcome to our esteemed and illustrious guests on the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Guest of the program, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Leader of the House in the Rajya Sabha, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, and Textiles. I request Ms. Preeti Yadav to kindly present the bouquet. Let's welcome Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Coal and Mines. Ms. Priyanka, kindly present the bouquet. Let's welcome Shri V. Muralidharan ji, Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and External Affairs. Ms. Soni, kindly present the bouquet. Let's also welcome Shri V. Srinivas ji, IAS, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. Ms. Nidhi, kindly present the bouquet. Let's welcome Shri G. Srinivas ji, IAS, Secretary, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Ms. Sakshi, kindly present the bouquet. The lit lamp symbolizes spiritual knowledge and eternal knowledge bestowing. So I would request our chief guest, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, also Shri Prahlad Joshi ji and Shri Muralidharan ji and dignitaries to inaugurate the workshop by lighting the lamp.
अभी कल बुला रहे हैं सबको मीडिया.
Thanks a lot, sir. May the power of knowledge continue to empower us for all times to come. So how is NeVA transforming all state legislatures into digital houses and ushering in far-reaching transformation? Let's take a look. May we please have the movie? As India takes rapid digital strides to be future-ready, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs has also embarked on the digital journey. The initiative of One Nation, One Application is making the legislatures go completely paperless. That also means over 5,300 members will be using digital technologies, saving tons of paper and plenty of time. NeVA is transforming all state legislatures into digital houses, so as to enable them to transact the entire government business on digital platform, including information exchange with the state government departments in digital mode. It is expected to bring in far-reaching transformation in governance across the country by making the people well-informed, besides enlightening citizens and thereby strengthening the roots of democracy in the country. NeVA is not only about bringing greater synergy, coordination, transparency and accountability between the legislature and the executive in a state, but also across states. Keeping in view the latest technological development in the field of maximum use of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things has been made to make NeVA a robust IT product. NeVA is a device-neutral and member-centric application. With this, the entire information about member contact details, rules of procedure, list of business, notices, bulletins, bills, start and unstart questions, answers, papers late, committee reports, etc. are in handheld devices. Citizens would also gain access to this information at their fingertips. Parliament and state assemblies have 5,379 members who together pose nearly 2 lakh questions every year regarding the functioning of the respective governments. Also, Parliament and assemblies together present more than 500 committee reports and deal with more than 1,700 bills in a year. In addition, more than 10,000 papers are tabled and more than 25,000 notices are also given each year. This requires massive paperwork, including authentication of documents to be admitted in the respective house. The National e-Vidhan project is completely removing the need for use of paper in all the business transacted by Parliament and state assemblies. It will completely eliminate the process of sending out a notice or request for collection of data. Through cloud technology, data deployed can be accessed anywhere at any time. Further, live webcasting of Sunset TV is also available on this application. To implement e-Vidhan as a pilot project, the Bihar Legislative Council recorded a special achievement by becoming the first house in the country to transit to NeVA platform completely on 25th of November 2021. The Odisha Assembly presented the budget in paperless mode using NeVA in 2021. Other houses are also adopting the same path in the next few months with the procurement of IT devices and installation of necessary infrastructure in and around the houses. With this, noticeable changes will be seen in the functioning of all state legislatures. The Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs is providing regular training to all the legislatures. To adopt e-Vidhan application, Memorandum of Association have been signed with 19 states, including Punjab, Odisha, Bihar, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, Gujarat, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Puducherry, Tripura, Himachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Sikkim, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir.
मेरे विपक्ष के लोग ये हैं और कह रहे हैं कि पोर्टल वोटल सरकार भी पोर्टल से चला लेना, विधानसभा भी पोर्टल से चला लेना। विधानसभा तो नेवा से चल रही है, ये पोर्टल से ही चल रही है और ये पोर्टल तो खूब लागू करेंगे। इन पोर्टल से ही ये भ्रष्टाचार का जो खाना है ये सब खत्म करेंगे।
Technical and financial provisions have been made under NeVA for creating digital archives of entire legacy data and making it available to users, including members and citizens, in easy-to-search mode through mobile app and website as well. Over the past few years, the Union government has cut down on printing hard copies of parliamentary documents and reports. The first ever digital-only budget was presented in Parliament on February 1st, 2021. Since then, all members of Parliament are receiving soft copies of the Union budget. As we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the temple of democracy, that is, the Parliament of India and other state legislatures are rapidly progressing along the digital path. So NeVA is truly empowering our state legislatures. On that note, I would request Shri G. Srinivas Ji, IAS, Secretary, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, to deliver his welcome address.
Good morning to you all. Warm welcome to today's national workshop. And at the outset, let me welcome the chief guest, Sri Piyush Goyal Ji, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, and Ministry of Textiles, and our Minister, Sri Prahlad Joshi, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, and also the Ministry of Honorable Ministry for the Coal and Mines, and our MOS, Sri V. Muralidharan Ji, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and also External Affairs, and my senior colleague, Sri V. Srinivas, Secretary DAPRG. At the outset, I should thank all the state governments, assembly secretaries, and NIC for showing keen interest and participating in this two-day national workshop. As you are aware, in the presiding officer conference, the Honorable Prime Minister mooted this idea that there should be one platform on which all these legislatures should function. Accordingly, the department has come out with a program, NeVA, in which a central and state government funded sharing program is organized. You are aware that 60% central government will bear and 40% state government will bear the cost. And also, in case of the Northeast, and it is 90-10, and in case of the Union Territories, it is 100% funded by the central government. So, this program in the Amrit Kal, we were expected to complete quickly, but still we are somewhere in the middle of the program, and perhaps this meeting we will seek the guidance of the Honorable Ministers, and also we will listen to the state governments and to see how best we can complete the assemblies on a digital mode and make paperless. This is what the idea. As you are aware, there are 37 assemblies, 31 state governments and 6 councils, and we are somewhere 21 states are already in the process of completion, and out of which 9 states are already completely live and conducting all their budget and other businesses on live. But some of the state governments, another 10 state governments we are expecting, and few state governments are left behind, and we will try to understand what exactly the problems, we'll try to sort it out. As you are aware, this NeVA program will completely, it's a end-to-end digitized process of all the functions of the House, that is starting from your questions, how the honorable members will put a question, how the questions are replied through the individual departments. Second thing is the legislative process, entire legislative process is designed and digitized, and also passing of the bills and recording of the discussions, the bulletins, and the communication to each individual members, and also the presentation of budget. So it has all the facets of the functioning of the House. It is digitized, and perhaps this will help in saving a lot of paper and making more efficient. In fact, yearly we'll be saving around 340 crore of rupees compared to the project cost. The project cost is, initially we thought it will be 673 crores, out of which central government is going to bear 423 crores. But compared to the savings which we are doing, it is an efficient model, and it is the Prime Minister's desire that all of us in these 75 years will quickly go back to the digital mode. And this NeVA program is very simple. It is applicable on desktops, it is applicable on laptops, it is applicable on the tablets, it is available on the mobile phone also. And it is a one-touch access and multi-tenancy mode, it is available, and it is cloud-based, secure, and also it is available in 13 languages. So it is for the state governments to completely migrate immediately. And the process in the central government is also very simple. We will request the state government to send us the draft proposals, which are draft is available. Once we go through the draft, we will have an MOU, and MOU will facilitate sanctioning of the funds, which will help for you to purchase the hardware, and also software is readily available. So, having said that, it is a great opportunity for the state governments to cater to the needs of the general public, because general public can communicate to their legislators who can understand how the government is functioning. Executive can save a lot of effort in replacing the paper and directly communicate with the members and assembly. So this will entirely energize the democratic process. So I request all the state government to come forward and make the assemblies digitized, and also can start their proceedings live. And there are certain problems, I am sure our ministers are there. I should thank the Minister, Honorable Minister, Parliamentary Affairs, readily, in spite of he is busy in the so much elections, Karnataka elections. He has given the date. He was constantly advising and monitoring how to make the program immediately after these engagements are over. Similarly, our minister and the chief guest was aware of the problems in which some states we are having, and he has agreed to talk to individual state government if there is a problem. I'm sure most of the state governments will have a lot of experience sharing, but I've seen when I think I traveled around 4 to 5 states. I traveled to Assam, I traveled to Kerala, I traveled to Haryana, I traveled to Punjab, and traveled to Sikkim. There are local issues are there. In case of Punjab, the assembly, the building is a heritage building. Even you can't drill a nail in it. So there are various problems in implementation, and this is an opportunity to learn from you what kind of problems you are facing, and we seek the guidance of the collective wisdom, and we wish within next 1 year, all the states will go live on the NeVA. And with this, I thank all the participants, and we look forward for individual interaction in near future through e-conferences and also physical visits. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir. I would now request Shri V. Srinivas Ji, IAS, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, to deliver his special address.
Honorable Leader of the House, Rajya Sabha, Honorable Minister of Commerce, Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Shri Piyush Goyal Ji, Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Coal and Mines, Shri Prahlad Joshi Ji, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs and Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Muralidharan Ji, Secretary Parliamentary Affairs, Additional Secretary Parliamentary Affairs, Director General NIC, distinguished colleagues, I am deeply privileged to attend the inaugural session of the two-day national workshop on NeVA, organized by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs on 24th and 25th May. The National e-Vidhan application is a digital platform that seeks to transform the nation's legislatures into digitally transformed institutions with end-to-end digitization. The NeVA enables greater participation and transparency in legislative business and has been aptly titled One Nation, One Application. In my long career in Government of India spanning 23 years, I've been a witness to a lot of parliamentary history. The joint sitting of Parliament, the enactment of a stringent anti-terrorist law, the abrogation of Article 370, enactment of GST laws, 50 years, celebrations of Indian democracy, enactment of FRBM Act, and several other milestones. In addition to doing a lot of parliamentary work, like answering start questions, calling attention motions, participating in budget processes, and appearances before standing committees, and secretariat support for consultative committees. The Parliament records maintain in considerable detail debates, discussions on the floor of the House, and document standing committee reports. The same is true for state legislatures, with several moments of history being documented, including anecdotes and historical moments. My own experience of working as Secretary to Government in the Rajasthan government and Rajasthan Legislative Assembly reflects rigid adherence to records management practices. Very few parliaments and state legislatures in the world have this level of comprehensive documentation. As the G20 logo rightly says, India is the mother of democracy. In this context, I must say with great appreciation that the NeVA represents an important milestone for e-governance for Indian legislatures, bringing transparency, agility, and improved records management practices. The NeVA also caters to the needs of several stakeholders, including the presiding officers, honorable ministers, historians, research scholars, and domain experts. On this occasion, I am grateful to the leadership of the Honorable Leader of the House of Rajya Sabha and the Minister of Commerce and Industry, who has the formidable reputation of an institution builder par excellence and has created several digital institutions, including hand-holding me in the digital transformation of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in 2015. My regards to the Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and the Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, under whose leadership the NeVA is going to be implemented across the nation. My congratulations to the Secretary Parliamentary Affairs, DG NIC, and all officers of the leadership team who have strived tirelessly to make this project a reality. The project will benefit us all individually and collectively. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Srinivas sir. I would now like to request Shri V. Muralidharanji, Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs and External Affairs, to enrich us by his kind address.
Shri Piyush Goyalji, Honorable Leader of the House Rajya Sabha, and Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Coal and Mines, Shri G. Srinivas, Secretary, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Shri V. Srinivas, Secretary, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Shri Satya Prakash, Mission Leader, NeVA, and Additional Secretary, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, representatives from states and union territories, ladies and gentlemen, namaskaram to all of you. I am delighted to welcome you all to this two-day national workshop on the National e-Vidhan application to review the status of execution of the project across various state legislatures and union territories. Let me begin by appreciating the ambience here, which is so vibrant and pleasant. Thanks to all of you. Friends, today e-governance and information technology are the buzzwords. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has often emphasized the importance of information and digital technologies for improving governance standards. It's not just governance, but the adoption of these technologies in almost every sphere of life has completely revolutionized the modern world. During the last 4 years as the MOS for External Affairs, I had the opportunity to visit almost 40 countries. From my interaction with leaders and legislatures, I can say this with immense pride, and that all of them, without even a single exception, have heaped praises on India and congratulated us for the digital transformation. Several countries, especially of the global south, have sought to emulate our efforts in the IT domain. Today, we are the leader in digital economy. New technologies like additive manufacturing, high-performance computing, and AI are increasingly coming into focus. AI alone is expected to account for 10% of India's GDP target of $5 trillion by 2025. We have pioneered digital public goods on a scale previously unimaginable. Our innovative digital solutions for identification of and banking like Aadhaar and digital transactions like UPI are unprecedented in turning digital and financial inclusivity into a reality. In 2022 alone, there were 74 billion digital transactions through UPI in the country. India has one of the fastest growing fintech landscapes in the world, driven primarily by advancements in the digital payment segments. This transformation is evident from the 10 times increase in digital transactions per capita per annum in the past 5 years. Remarkably, 41% of the world's digital transactions actually happened in India. In such a scenario, we could not have afforded to lag behind when it comes to embracing technology in the functioning of the government. This is where NeVA was conceptualized and rolled out for making the working of state legislatures paperless. Based on our observations from the 9 legislative bodies that have fully adopted NeVA, we can confidently say that it has been a game changer in the way we conduct legislative business. All the information needed to make informed decisions is readily accessible to legislators. Not only this, but NeVA has also made their communication with constituents more effective and speedy. Friends, as we are moving ahead in the ease of doing business, it's of paramount importance to also move up in the ladder of ease of doing legislative business. That will ultimately contribute towards the ease of living of the common citizens. Keeping in view the immense potential and advantages of NeVA, I am confident its implementation on a pan-India scale will have far-reaching ramifications for the process of lawmaking. NeVA will prove to be a valuable tool for our legislatures and our citizens. In conclusion, I hope and wish that the various legislative bodies in all the remaining states and union territories will follow the footsteps of the 21 legislative bodies that have signed MOU with the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs for the execution of NeVA. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thanks a lot, Muralidharan sir. Moving on now, I would request Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Coal and Mines, to enlighten us by his address.
Leader of the Rajya Sabha and my senior colleague, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, my one more colleague, Shri V. Muralidharan ji, Shri V. Srinivas, Secretary DARPG, another Srinivas, there are two Srinivas here. तो जब श्रीनिवास है पैसा का कम नहीं रहता है पीयूष भाई अभी दो श्रीनिवास है हमारे पास तो श्रीनिवास जी सेक्रेटरी पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स एडिशनल सेक्रेटरी पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मिशन लीडर्स ऑफ नेवा डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट स्पीकर्स लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन अभी तो हमने देखा है पहले सीडलेस फ्रूट्स आया था शुरुआत में सीडलेस फ्रूट्स हुआ मोदी जी की सरकार आने के बाद फेसलेस सब फेसलेस हो गया जब पीयूष जी भी मंत्री थे थोड़े दिन के लिए इसका सब फेसलेस हो गया अभी हम अगर सब हम मन करते हैं तो पेपरलेस लेजिस्लेशन हो जाएगा ये तो मैं आपको कहना चाहता हूं तो मैं हिमाचल प्रदेश का एक एग्जाम्पल आप सबको और हमारे राज्यसभा में हमारा जो नेता है पीयूष भाई को भी ध्यान में लाना चाहता हूं नेवा के लिए हिमाचल प्रदेश ने 2014 दैट वाज द फर्स्ट स्टेट टू अडॉप्ट उन्होंने अडॉप्ट किया टोटल भारत सरकार और हिमाचल सरकार मिलके 8.12 करोड़ खर्चा की एंड हिमाचल प्रदेश असेंबली नेवा एग्जीक्यूशन से पहले they were used to spend, that is what this is input given by Himachal Pradesh. They used to spend 5.08 crores every year on the papers. And that is almost equivalent to 6,096 trip every year. And now the total recurring expense is very, very negligible. And this 8.12 crores, whatever invested together, that will be recovered within just 1.5 years. और मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ और वो सक्सेसफुली बहुत अच्छे सक्सेसफुली इट इज़ रनिंग तो जिसको अगर इधर इंटरेक्शन वगैरह होगा उसके बाद भी अगर किसी डाउट है तो आप हिमाचल प्रदेश जाके देके आ सकते हैं इट इज़ रनिंग वेरी सक्सेसफुली इफ ऑल लेजिस्लेटिव अडॉप्ट नेवा प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर द पेपरलेस असेंबली an amount of 340 crore approximately against the project of 6,774 crore would be saved annually. Therefore, project would pay itself within a short span of 2 years, which makes NeVA project economically viable and environment friendly. The NeVA initiative is in line with Go Green initiated and Swachh Bharat mission of Government of India. This will have a long-term impact on environment as several thousands of tons of papers will be saved, thus saving of the lakhs of trees annually and making the working of legislative paperless, and it bring necessary transparency and cleanliness in the government departments. जैसे आप सब जानते हो जब डीबीटी किया टेक्नोलॉजी उपयोग करके क्या बदलाव देश में आया है what changes have been brought after the DBT using the technology and when during the COVID and post-COVID, डिजिटल इकोनॉमी के बारे में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जब बातचीत शुरू हुआ, मजाक उड़ाया गया था. लेकिन I don't call anybody illiterate, but the people who called some of our society, some of our citizens as illiterate, they are the highest users, the so-called illiterates by the people who called them illiterate. They are the highest users of the digital economy. तो ये देश बदल रहा है, ये तो बहुत बड़ा संकेत है. इसलिए मेरा निवेदन है कि हम सब लोगों को भी इसमें रुचि लेना है और आपका जो कुछ भी सुझाव है, पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर्स मंत्रालय उसको लेने के लिए तैयार है. अगर सुधारने के लिए ज़रूरत है तो वो भी सुधारने के लिए हम तैयार है. तो I wholeheartedly welcome you all on this grand occasion wherein the representatives from every state, UT have assembled to participate in this national workshop for the review of national e-Vidhan application. NeVA is a mission mode project dedicated to make all the legislation of India completely digital and paperless so as to bring democracy to the door of the common public. As you may have been aware, under the dynamic and visionary leadership of Prime Minister Shri Modi, all the legislative bodies in the country are in the process of transform themselves into digital or paperless houses. One can well imagine how convenient it has become to the all stakeholders of the legislature after adopting the technology. I do remember in 2004 when I became first time MP, उस टाइम मेरे पास कोई असिस्टेंट भी नहीं था और एक कुक, घर में एक कुक था और उसके अलावा एक असिस्टेंट था, वो झाड़ू वगैरह पोंछने के लिए. तो सुबह मैं 7 बजे के पहले नहीं उठता हूँ. तो 7 बजे उठ के योगा वगैरह करके 8:30 बजे के पहले हमको नोटिस डालना पड़ता था. तो मैं पहले जाके नोटिस डालता था 0 आवर, और उस टाइम 0 आवर मिलना भी बहुत मुश्किल था. 8 बजे, पौने 8 बजे जाके सुबह का योगा वगैरह पूरा करके मैं स्वयं जाके नोटिस डाल के बाद में आके स्नान करके वापस पार्लियामेंट जाता था. तो ये सब जो प्रॉब्लम है, ये मेरा पर्सनली आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस इट, बिकॉज इनिशियली फॉर 2 years व्हेन वी वर इन अपोजिशन, हमारा काम ही था डेली एक नोटिस दे दो, ये दे दो, ये तो काम है हमारा. तो सुबह हर रोज, फिर भी हम हर रोज डालते थे, एक भी नहीं मिलता था, वो अलग बात है, लेकिन हर रोज जाके हम सुबह 8 बजे हमको जाके डालना पड़ता था नोटिस. तो अगर ये अडॉप्ट करते हैं तो कहीं भी आप, अगर कल को डालना है आपको नोटिस, आज आप कहीं भी अगर दूर दराज के इलाके में है, यू कैन गो एंड फाइल एनी नोटिस. This is the advantage of this NeVA project, and of course it is a digitalization. Legislators are able to give the notice sitting in the house or in the far-flung areas with just a simple click through the digital modes. Secretaries now work digitally, and if they reply or feedback is required from the government, तो ये जो feedback वगैरह स्टेट से लेना है वो भी तुरंत आप ले सकते हैं. Government departments same can be sought through this platform. Therefore, all the information can be shared with the legislators and ultimately to the public through this medium only. It is complete solution for the needs of the stakeholders of the legislator. Software works on the principle of one nation, one application in process-driven manner. It has got features of all e-office in fit. It is encouraging to note, out of 37 state legislative houses in the country, 21 houses, 19 states have signed the Memorandum of Understanding, and projects of 17 houses have already been approved after the receipt of their DPRs. More states and their houses have expressed desire to get on board. India is termed as a nation having unity in the diversity, and I can see that common application for all the legislative bodies will only strengthen this posture. Though NeVA it is our common resolved to strengthen the democracy by providing the transparent, fair and seamlessly accessible ecosystem to all. NeVA is a live example of cooperative federalism, wherein the most of the state legislative bodies have heartily welcomed the application and adopted it. The Ministry of Parliament Affairs is always ready to provide all kind of assistance and guidance under the ambit of relevant rules and guidelines. I have already instructed my officers in the parliamentary affairs to put an extra energy and efforts to implement this project in the fastest pace, besides resolving issues brought before them by various states and UTs promptly. Our Honorable Prime Minister is the most popular leader in the world, and under his dynamic leadership, the country is marching ahead on the global map with a greater respect and regard. World acclaims us for our strong democratic ecosystem. We are now an established force globally and feel proud that in international affairs, the views of India are assigned greater and decisive importance. This is due to our strong democratic institutions and the persons manning them. Honorable Prime Minister made a clarion call to all presiding officers on 26 November 2020 at Kewadia in Gujarat to adopt NeVA, One Nation, One Application in All India Presiding Officers Conference for early adoption of NeVA because it reinforces the concept of strong and modern democracy. The Ministry of Parliament Affairs is, though a small ministry in the size, but it performs the vital functions which are imperative for our parliamentary democracy. The ministry manages the entire legislative business in respect of all the ministries, departments of Government of India, and additionally seized the various other matters concerning both the houses of parliament and legislators across the country as well. Now NeVA is being implemented nationally by this ministry, which is the Ministry of Parliament Affairs, certainly deserves the applaud. As the Ministry of Parliament Affairs, it is a proud moment for me to welcome you all again who have assembled in the national capital for a national cause. I seek your active cooperation in full implementation of NeVA by all the state legislators. We are determined to persuade every single legislative assembly and council to bring them on board NeVA and contribute to this pious and historical step, paving way for building this stronger and technology advanced democratic nation. As we know, India is the host for the G7, and this is the best time to adopt the entire paperless digital platform in all the assemblies and the council, and that we can showcase ourselves that India, it is not only in digital economy, even in digital, we are in the digital legislation, and all our legislators are also tech savvy. That can be explained to the world also. As you know, we are the mother of democracy. हम भारत को, हम जो भी अभी वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के नाम पे वन अर्थ वन नेशन का जो नारा हमने दिया है, वो भी हमारा जो the oldest democracy of the world is India. And जब भी, though we are the democratic country from since the age old, जब भी चेंजेस आता है, चेंजेस अडॉप्ट करने का एक स्वभाव भारत में है. जो कुछ भी चेंज आता है, नया अच्छे के लिए, समाज के अच्छे के लिए, पर्यावरण के लिए अच्छे के लिए जो कुछ भी बदलाव आता है, वो अडॉप्ट करने का भारत में एक स्वभाव है. तो हमारे पास अच्छा बुरा बहुत, जो एक काल में बहुत अच्छे लगते थे, बाद में वो बुरा लगने लगा, हमने वो चेंज किया है. तो ऐसे ही अभी टेक्नोलॉजी अडॉप्ट करके, इट इज द हाई टाइम that we should save our environment by saving the trees, so that if we can make the paperless. Thank you. Once again, welcome you all.
Thanks a lot, Joshi sir, for that enlightening address. Now, of course, the special keynote address we all have been waiting for. Let's welcome our chief guest of the program, Shri Piyush Goyal ji. Honorable Leader of the House, Rajya Sabha, Honorable Minister of Commerce, Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles.
My brother and dear friend, Honorable Minister Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, Shri Muralidharan ji, both the Srinivases giving us the blessings that Lord Balaji gives, good day, and V. Srinivas ji, Additional Secretary Dr. Satprakash ji, other very, very senior and distinguished colleagues from across the country, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. You're right, Prahlad ji, I fully agree with you that when you have both the Srinivases sitting on the two sides on the dais, there's no reason or no possibility of this program not only facing shortage of funds, but in fact generating funds. And I've taken the permission of Prahlad ji to counter him a little bit. थोड़ा मैं उनकी बात का एक नया एंगल आपके पास देना चाहता हूं। माननीय प्रहलाद जी ने सही फरमाया कि हिमाचल प्रदेश में 8 करोड़ रुपए खर्च हुए, 5.5 करोड़ का तो पेपर ही पेपर बच गया, उतना पर्यावरण को लाभ हुआ, उतने पेड़ कम कटेंगे, ऑल ऑफ दैट। पर सर, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट का काम तो मुझे छोड़ दीजिए ना, क्योंकि आप भूल गए, आपने तो पेपर का कॉस्ट देख लिया, हो सकता है उसमें प्रिंटिंग भी पकड़ लिया होगा, पर वो सब पेपर हिमाचल प्रदेश में पहाड़ों पे लेके जाने के लिए आप सोचिए कितने ट्रक जाते होंगे पहाड़ के ऊपर, कितना धुआं और पेट्रोल डीजल की वजह से पर्यावरण को हानि पहुंचती होगी। वो सब पेपर जाके वहाँ जरूर कोई ना कोई स्टोर हाउसेस और सब में स्टॉक होता होगा। उसके बाद प्रिंटिंग के बाद हर मेंबर को भेजने के लिए गाड़ियाँ दौड़ती होंगी, सुबह शाम दोपहर दौड़ती होंगी, लगभग सेशन जब चल रहा है तो रोज दौड़ती होंगी। ये जब उसमें आदमी बैठता है तो ड्राइवर भी लगता है, उसमें आदमी कोई लेके जाता होगा पेपर, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पेपर सिर्फ गाड़ी में रख दिया और अपने आप पहुंच गया। तो आप कल्पना करिए कितनी बड़ी व्यवस्था सालों साल से इस देश में चले आ रही है।